Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about solving radical equations. There's radical equations with one radical and radical equations with two radicals. So let's start off with the easy one radical. To solve a radical equation with one radical, we need to isolate the radical. That means use the algebra to get the radical by itself, and you can't distribute into a radical. I don't know why there's a twice. Sorry. Use a power to get rid of the radical. For example, a second power cancels out a square root. A third power cancels out a cube root. Solve the equation. Always check your answer. Sometimes you get an answer that doesn't work. That's called an extraneous answer. So let's try this. Step 1, isolate the radical. Get the radical by itself. So let's get the 6 to the other side. So x minus 4 equals 4. Step 2, cancel out the radical. What cancels out a square root? Squared. If you do it on the left side, you have to do it on the right side. X minus 4 equals 16. Solve your problem. X equals 20. Check it. You always have to check these. 20 minus 4 plus 6. That's square root of 16 plus 6. Square root of 16 is 4 plus 6. And that's 10. And that's what we wanted, so that one works. Let's try this one. How do I get rid of the 8? I subtract it to the other side. I still have negative x plus 12 square root equals negative 5. How do I get rid of the negative sign? I divide by negative 1. That makes x plus 12, and that makes positive 5. Now it's isolated. Cancel out your square root with a squared. X plus 12 equals 25. X equals 13. Check your answer to make sure it works. 8 minus 13 plus 12 is 25. 8 minus square root of 25 is 5. 8 minus 5 is 3. That's what I wanted. That works. Cube root. Well, it's by itself, so what cancels out a cube root? A third power. Here I get an x plus 2. The third power of 3 is 27. Solve. X equals 25. Check your answer. Cube root of 25 plus 2. That's a cube root of 27. The cube root of 27 is 3, which is what I wanted. It works. What would cancel out a fourth root? A fourth power. Let's try this one. Isolate the radical. X minus 6 equals negative 4. Square both sides. X minus 6 equals positive 16. X equals 22. Let's check our answer. Square root of 22 minus 6 plus 8. Square root of 22 minus 6, that's square root of 16 plus 8. Square root of 16 is 4 plus 8. 4 plus 8. But wait a minute. 4 plus 8 is 12. I didn't want 12. I wanted 4. So this one doesn't work. Because this one doesn't work, that means there is no solution. Now think for a second. Is a square root ever equal to a negative number? No, square roots can't be negative. So because of that, you could have said it was no solution. That's me showing it to you. Remember, you have to check your answers. What about powers? Well, these work the same way. What power will cancel out a 1/2 power? A second power. The powers cancel. X minus 2 equals 36. X equals 38. That's pretty easy. How about this one? What power cancels out a 2/3? A 3/2. Now, the left side is just 6x minus 7. But how do I do a 3/2 power? Well, remember, this is power over root. So it's a third power over a square root. Is it easier to do a root first or a power first? I'm going to do the root first because it makes things smaller. What's the square root of 4? It's 2. What's 2 to the third? 8. So 6x equals 15. X equals 15 over 6, which will simplify down to 5/2. And there you have it. Remember, you can always use your calculator to solve these problems. Anytime you see an equal sign, you can put the left side in y1, the right side in y2, and see where they cross. But on the test, you must show me all your work. So why would I show you how to do this on the calculator? Because the SOL is all calculator. What if there's multiple radicals? And this is where it gets hard. Isolate one of the radicals. Raise both sides to a power to cancel out the isolated radical, and this is the hard part. You may have to FOIL the other side, and this part may only get rid of one radical. If there's still another radical, repeat the process. Isolate the other radical, use a power to cancel out, and solve the equation. You might have a quadratic now, and you must check your answers. Well, this one's not too bad. There are two radicals, but they're both isolated. So squared and squared. So I got 2x minus 7 equals x plus 2. That gives me x equals 9. Let's check my answers. Square root of 2 times 9 minus 7. Square root of 9 plus 2. Over here I get square root of 18 minus 7. Over here I get 11. That's square root of 11 equals square root of 11. Yep, that works. So that one's not too bad. Let's take a look at this one. On this one, this radical was isolated, so I'm good. But over here, this one isn't. I'm going to square this side and square this side. The left side's easy, it's x plus 6. The right side, I have to FOIL. And to FOIL means I write it out twice. Five times 5, 25. Minus 5, square root of x plus 1. Minus 5, square root of x plus 1. Plus, square root of x plus 1 times square root of x plus 1 is x plus 1. Let's combine and cancel. I get x plus 6 equals 26 plus x minus 10 square root of x plus 1. So the good news is I took a problem with two radicals and I got it down to one radical. Let's move some things around. The x's will cancel out. Move this over, I get negative 20 equals negative 10 square root of x plus 1. Divide by negative 10, I get 2 equals square root of x plus 1. Square both sides. I get 4 equals x plus 1. So I get x equals 3. Let's check our answer. 3 plus 6 is 9. That's 3. This is 5 minus. 3 plus 1 is 4. Square root of 4 is 2. 3 equals 5 minus 2. That works. That works. So see here, I had to do this problem as two separate problems. I got rid of the left side, but by doing that, I made a right side with a radical. Then I had to get rid of the radical on the right side. This is a hard problem, so it takes practice. As always, guys, if you have any questions, come see me before school, after school, or during study hall. Thanks.